What up, beautiful peeps? You guessed it. It's time for a Rayma Rant. So for my first rant, I figured I'd talk about something I'm passionate about so it'll come easily to me. And anyone that knows me knows I love me some good old-fashioned wrestling.
Oh yeah!
That's right. And you know, I could talk about this stuff for hours, constantly going and going and going. But you know what? I figured I'd focus on one thing, and what's most popular in wrestling? The WWE. And you know what? Perfect timing, because it is the road to WrestleMania. And it started a couple weekends ago at the Royal Rumble. So wrestling fans, let's talk about the WWE. And it is the road to WrestleMania, and it kicked off at the Royal Rumble. A classic, fan favorite. And you know, that kind of sets up WrestleMania season. And it gives context to the two intermediate pay-per-views, Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, what's going to happen going into Mania. So this is exciting times. So, Rumble. No surprise, Asuka retains against Becky Lynch. It's time for Lynch to move on to Raw. What better way, being a surprise entrant and winning her first Women's Royal Rumble by beating Charlotte. Therefore, she gets to choose the champion, and we all know who she's going to choose. She's going to choose Ronda Rousey. And as a wrestling fan watching the WWE, Becky Lynch has been the hottest thing they got. And to be honest, they need to drive it home with this. They can't mess this up. Big time pay-per-view. Think it's going to close the show. And I love everything. It's what the fans wanted. But the one thing I'm not feeling right now is like, I get the Authority gotta have the presence, but to be honest, like the whole thing she won't go see the doctor, I get from what happened last time at Survivor Series. So the whole doctor thing and then banning her or suspending her, sorry, get rid of it. And if they're gonna have a beef with her, the Authority involving them in the match, and Ronda Rousey turns heel, I'm all for it. Because it's time for Becky Lynch to have her big moment in Mania. And now is the time. So continue with the women's scene. We have the Raw Women's Championship. And you got Banks being defeated by Rousey here. No surprise. I mean, the storyline with Becky Lynch challenging Ronda Rousey has to happen. Because that's the main event everyone wants to see for Mania. And Banks is going to be slid into the Tag Team Championship scene for the women with Bayley. You got Banks and Bayley, put them in tag championships. Charlotte and Asuka on SmackDown for that championship, and then Rousey and Lynch on Raw. Works out, great feuds, and you get to include a lot of women in the tag championship scene, right? A lot of teams have been formed. To be honest, I couldn't tell you all of them. I know the Boston Hug Connection is in there. I know the Iconics. I know Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are in there. Nia Jax and Tamina. I think Carmella and Naomi were formed and entered into there as well. And I feel like I am forgetting someone else. Oh, the Riot Squad. I believe they're in that too. So you got a lot of women in there. That's great. And that's going to be an Elimination Chamber. And I don't know if they give it to Banks and Bayley right away. Maybe their moment is at WrestleMania to win those belts. But whoever the first women are to win that, it'll be stacked. So let's talk about the mid-card scene in WWE. And first, I'll start with the IC Championship. Previously on the Royal Rumble, unfortunately, my boy Finn Balor fell victim to the Beast incarnate. Brock Lesnar retained his Universal Championship, and that's a whole nother story, but that pushed Finn Balor down to the mid-card scene. And on Raw, who's he looking at? Bobby Lashley, and that guy's a super athlete. I'm happy he actually has the IC title because he definitely needed a title to build his character. So we know about the beatdown Lashley gave to Balor that kind of set up this whole mid-card thing. And the whole thing is now maybe Balor's earned himself an IC title match. I don't know if that's going to happen at the Elimination Chamber or Fastlane, but to be honest, I think Lashley holds that title until Mania. And I'd say give Balor his moment, winning that IC title. So the whole United States Championship fiasco with, it never really being looked at as a series title. I mean, it was on the kickoff show, and Nakamura beat Rusev for it. And then what happened in the Rumble? Truth was supposed to be 30th entrant. Jax came out, gave him a beatdown, and she entered number 30 in the men's Royal Rumble, as well as being in the women's. And so WWE rewarded Truth with a championship match for the United States Championship against Nakamura. And honestly, I thought it was going to be a squash match. Truth won with a weird roll-up that both of them seemed surprised. And he won, and then Rusev came out, was Punk and Truth. They had a match, and Truth rolled him up. And then even weirder, sworn enemies, Rusev and Nakamura all of a sudden team up, and they're beating down Truth. So this whole scene, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if it's going to be Truth, Nakamura, and Rusev going over that. I'm happy to see Truth get that belt. So I want to talk about the WWE Championship scene. And I think it was safe to say whoever won the Rumble wasn't going to challenge for the WWE Championship. Just with, if you follow wrestling, it wasn't how it was going to go down. So you have Styles against Bryan for the belt. And I love both wrestlers, but we've seen this match a million times. Daniel Bryan retained, but he retained with the help of Eric Rowan, his new kind of beard gang goonie. That's what I'm going to call it. He keeps Styles in the picture, but to make this interesting, you need to have other competitors. With the Elimination Chamber around the corner, why not? And Triple H had decided, hey, it's going to be Mustafa Ali against Samoa Joe, against Jeff Hardy, against Randy Orton, against AJ Styles, against Daniel Bryan for the belt. And I love Bryan's whole gimmick. Oh, the organic hemp and oak belt, getting rid of the old WWE Championship, which, to be honest, wasn't that great. But it fits into his whole character. He's a pretentious vegan. In the chamber, who knows, right? There could be anyone, but I feel Bryan's going to be in that main event scene for Mania, whether he has it or he doesn't. Who I'd really like to see, and if they're going to win, is Samoa Joe, man. I'd love to see Joe beat Bryan for the belt. That'd be a sick match at Mania. You know it. So, okay, let's talk about the main event scene on Raw. Who's been holding it down for Raw? Honestly, it's been Rollins. Whether he's had the IC title or not, just put it on great matches against everyone. And he deserved to win the Rumble. He beat Strowman. Strowman gave him his respect. But Lesnar was there. He got in his face. And he got in a few shots on Lesnar, Rollins that is. But in the end, he got beat down and licked down like 6-7 F5s. But I'm sick of seeing Lesnar with the belt. Yo, I want Rollins to win that belt, hold it, and then they got belts on both brands. So I finally made it through my very first Rayma Rant.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I want to thank y'all for sticking with me through it. I know I talked a lot about wrestling, but I told you, I'm passionate about it. So what did you expect? But I did think about y'all still because I split it up into 2 parts for this very first Rayma Rant. These are just my opinions, and I'm sure y'all have your own opinions. And maybe you want to share them with me on the Rayma Rant maybe. So how do you do that? Well, simple. Like, share, comment, or you can hit us up at ratednstudios@gmail.com, for our Facebook fan page at ratednstudios Inc., on Instagram at rrayma1, or at ratednstudios. So those are the places you can hit us up and let us know what you think, right? Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but I ain't gonna know unless you let me know. And now you know. So, until the next one, peace out, beautiful peeps. I'll see you on the next one.